Well, thank you very much. It's true. And if you'd like to join that attempt at the record, I'm happy to give you an ear exam afterwards. So come on up. But there's a lot more to what we're doing. So Cellscope, we're really aiming to be the app for all the common healthcare concerns for your family. And the way we look at it is it's addressing this pain point. It's the crying child that probably a lot of you have experienced. You know, your child wakes up in the night dealing with some health issue. Maybe he's tugging at his ear, or maybe there's a cough or something else you want to resolve. And you want answers fast. Right now, you might jump in the car and drive off to urgent care or the ER. And there's no good way to get access to really high quality, accurate remote care. You know, we want to make access to care as easy as texting a doctor. You know, your friend right now that you might send this information to, this data to, but we want to give those doctors on the back end the right data to actually work with so they can feel confident in making that diagnosis. And so that's where our technology is really based around imaging. So providing clinical quality imaging on the mobile phone, and doing that in a number of different ways. Looking at applications, our little character here called See More, as in see more, guides you through the process of taking this data for things like ear, nose, throat, skin, eyes, rashes, coughs, and so on. And our first product that's been on the market for the last year or so is called Odo. So Odo, as you can see there, is a little hardware device, a simple optical attachment that clips onto the phone and turns it into a high-quality digital otoscope. And you know, it works with the camera and the flash. And so it's the idea is that we don't want people to have to buy complicated new devices for accessing care at home. We want to leverage the phone they already have, the sophisticated piece of technology that everybody already has now in the home, and just give it a little bit more capability to be able to take the right data for remote diagnosis. And we've, as I said, we've had this device out now on the market for a couple of years, and we've done a number of great studies with partners at Emory, UC Davis, UC Irvine, University of Washington, where they've shown both in the clinical setting that it gives them better confidence in their diagnosis, that they're able to find pathologies that they wouldn't have otherwise seen, but also in the remote care setting, that they can send devices home with families, and they can reduce the unnecessary visits that all these patients are going through. And a couple of the features that I want to highlight, it's really, you know, part of the idea is making it smarter than the average camera, right? The camera on the phone takes good pictures of landscapes and puppies and that kind of thing, but it's not designed for taking this kind of data, doing it in a controlled, longitudinal, analyzable sort of way. And so that's where our software and our devices come in. And it's, for example, on the front end with the eardrum finder. So, you know, within our Odo product, we have the hardware to make it take good images, but then we also need to make it easy enough for mom and dad to know what they're seeing and perform this exam. And so you can see the little green arrow, that's just a still, but I could show you a real demo of it. When the parent takes the device, and they've never done an ear exam before, they put it in the child's ear and they move it around, and we give them really Google Maps for the ear, directing them down the ear canal and helping them know when they've got a good view so they can feel confident in having collected the right information. And then smarter on the back end as well. So being able to provide automated analysis of this sort of data, of ears and skin and other conditions we're seeing. And really to highlight, you know, with ear, we have the world's largest library of ear data, you know, because there hasn't really been a good way to take this data before. Doctors have used their standard optical otoscope. They've been more or less satisfied with that, but they haven't been able to have a good, easy way to take a digital record until they have our device. And so now we've had thousands of doctors using the device, and we've built up this library of millions of images that have allowed us to train really accurate algorithms to provide automated diagnosis and immediate insights for the families using this product. And so we're wrapping that all up into our app we called See More, I mentioned before. And See More now is expanding beyond just ear into the other common applications, really aiming to do the top 10 things that mom and dad do at home that might bring them into the doctor's office, we can now do with our app. And do better because we can collect the right data to give the remote doctor the confidence in making that diagnosis. So we're in the process of fundraising right now, and we're about partway through a $3 million target on the round. And so, you know, I'd love to maybe make room for some of the investors in the audience. Please send me an email at eric@cellscope or grab me as we're milling around, and I'd love to tell you more. Thanks a lot.